For over a decade, the identity of space engineers has been a subject of debate. Is it a survival game, a shooter, a creative sandbox? But with the release of update 1.208, the core systems update, Keen Software House has tactically admitted what a veteran community has known for years. This is a factory automation game disguised as a space game. Factorio, Satisfactory, Dyson Sphere program. We love these games because they delete human elements. You build a machine and the machine does work. The factory grows while you watch. But for 10 years, space engineers has been the opposite. It promised engineering, but it delivered manual labor. You weren't an architect, you were a construction worker. You were the pilot. You were the guy flipping the switches. Until November 24, 2025. Before that, if you wanted automation, you needed a degree in C# coding or a workshop script that broke every single time that game got updated. But on that day, everything changed. Update 1.208, the core systems update, just quietly dropped and most important feature in game's history. It didn't just add blocks, it added logic. And the first time in a decade, Space Engineer became a factory game. Now most people are talking about the contact update content, the new enemies, the PvE encounters, and sure, having something else to shoot is nice. But the Space Engineers never failed because it lacked enemies. It failed because it lacked friction. Think about it. In Factorio, if you need iron, you build a mining outpost that runs forever. In Space Engineers, you build a mining ship. You fly it, you drill a hole, you fly back, you dock it, you unload it. It wasn't a system, it was a chore simulator with physics. The game punished you for building big because every new ship was just another job you had to do it yourself. And the tools to fix this were, well, archaic. Hammer blocks, sensors that could only detect players. If you wanted the solar panel to track the sun, you had to install a programmable block and copy-paste 500 lines of code from a guy named Scripter99 on a workshop. The barrier to entry kept the players, an actual player base of space engineers, the guys who love Dyson Sphere program for example, out of this game. But update 1.28 just tore this barrier down. And they did it with two words: SAT value. This is a SAT value revolution. Before this update, you could basically tell a block to turn on or off. That's it. Now, you can pass specific numeric data between blocks using the vanilla UI. Let me give you a practical example. Solar tracking. Before, impossible without scripts. Now, you use an event controller to detect power output. If the power drops, if output drops, it triggers a set velocity command to the rotor to inch forward. Pure logic, no code, built in 5 minutes. Or airlocks. You can now read the exact oxygen level of the room and trigger the doors only when the pressure hits 0. Not approximately 0, actual 0. But the holy grail of games like this is of course logistics. With the new automaton blocks combined with these SAT value triggers, you can finally build a mining drone that knows when its cargo is full, flies home, docks, unloads, and goes back to work. Do you understand what this means? You're no longer a pilot. You are a fleet commander. You can finally build a massive industrial empire the game always promised, because you don't have to manually fly every single ship. And it runs on a new core systems backend. The game is stable, the physics engine is not exploding every time the piston moves, and it feels professional. And it didn't even start a few weeks ago. It actually started a few months ago with the contact update, and Keen Software House gave us something really important. First, they gave us the reason to automate everything, and then they gave us the tools to automate everything. With the contact update and prod attack, we now had a reason to shoot someone, an actual someone to shoot at. We had a combat part ready, and now we needed a logistics part, a machine that will fuel the war. Imagine if it was other way around. If they gave us the machine to fuel the war first, and then they gave us the war. It would not have that big of an effect, but now it does. And if you missed contact update as well, that was almost as big, if not much bigger than core systems update, because it basically gave us not just someone to fight with, it gave us someone difficult to fight with, and also an insane loot to go towards. Now, to understand what you are getting with the prod attack, I will just give you a few examples. First, the prod attack thrusters. These are iron thrusters, and for the ones who doesn't know, this is basically a thruster that is powered only by electricity, that does not require any additional fuel. It gave us the iron thrusters that were more than three times more powerful than generic iron thrusters, giving you something on par with the hydrogen thrusters without actually needing ones, without actually need to set up the complex logistics to fuel those thrusters. All you need is an electricity and energy, and they thought about this as well. We also have a Prototech batteries that has 4 times the output of the regular big batteries and 6 times the capacity. And if you'll combine this with the core systems update, you can also set up different systems that allows you to turn on and off auxiliary power systems when the need arises. You can set up the multiple destinations to autopilot towards. Like for example, in the past, it was very difficult to point somewhere and just go automatically. But right now, you can set up everything with set values. Because if you know where the direction of your flight is, you can set up your gyros to turn towards that. And if you know how far your destination is, you can set up the value of how far you want your jump drive to take you to. It might not sound like a big deal, but it actually is. This ushers a new era of space engineers, because this completes the loop. The contact update gave us the threat, enemies that actually hunt you, and core systems update gave us the solution, automation to fund the war. You aren't just building a static base anymore, you're building a living organism, a base that detects enemies, launches drones, manages its own power, harvests its own ammo. Space Engineers has transformed from Minecraft in space into 3D Factorio with guns. And I know that everyone is waiting for Space Engineers 2 to become really good, and sure, the new engine is great, but update 1.208 proves that original game isn't that. In fact, I'd argue it's finally getting close to finished. So if you left the game 5 years ago because it felt like a job, come back. The job has been automated, and now the real engineering begins. And if for some reason you don't own the game yet, I guess it's the best time to do so right now with the Black Friday sale on Instant Game. Because yeah, this is the biggest sale that they have done all year, and the prices are insane, especially on Space Engineers, which you can get easily sub $10. And not just that, they're running an insane sales with the new games every single day up to December 1st, Cyber Monday. So if you want to get the games for the cheapest prices possible and be the part of hourly cart refunds, don't forget to check out Instant Gaming in the description down below. And thank to Instant Gaming for supporting this channel continuously for quite a while. And if you want to check out my actual review of Space Engineers, a little bit older one but still rather good, you can check this out right here. And if you like space games and want to know more about them, you can check out my entire list of best space games right here as well. Don't forget to subscribe right here. Click the join button if you want to support channel even more, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Take care.